Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of The Popsicle, a sweet new show where a friend and I lap up what's new in pop culture. My name is RJ from RJ's Food Rocks, and today we have a very special guest. It's a historic first guest. We have a very special guest here taking a break from educating the children of America. It's my friend Robbie. Hi, Robbie.
Hello, RJ. How are you today?
Welcome to the live studio, Robbie.
It feels so good to be here.
I know. Thank you. Thanks, Moderna and
Pfizer. Yes.
But we are here. Robbie is here as my first studio guest to talk about monumental, epic topic on pop culture. Today on the Popsicle, we will be unwrapping the 2021 blockbuster Godzilla vs. King Kong, which are now in theaters, and it's streaming on HBO Max for a limited time. So here is your TCDE, Too Cold Didn't Eat. King Kong clashes with Godzilla. You can be in the shot, Robbie.
Oh. Yes.
There you go. Okay. King Kong clashes with Godzilla as humans lure the giant ape into Hollow Earth to retrieve an energy source for a device to stop Godzilla's mysterious rampages. I wish I was kidding. That is the synopsis, not fan fiction. So this is the fourth film in the Legendary's Monsterverse. Godzilla, Godzilla King of Monsters, King Kong Skull Island, and now Godzilla vs. King Kong. It is also the 36th film in the Godzilla franchise, the 12th film in the King Kong franchise, and the fourth Godzilla film to be completely produced by a Hollywood studio. The film stars Alexander Skarsgård, Millie Bobby Brown, Rebecca Hall, Brian Tyree Henry, Shunoguri, Isa Gonzalez, Julian Dennison, Lance Reddick, Kyle Chandler, and Demian Bashir. It is currently, in 2021, the highest grossing U.S. made film. Crazy. And it has been getting a lot, generally positive critical response. Robbie, out of all of those movies that I've mentioned, did you watch any of those movies? What was your Godzilla / King Kong experience like coming into before watching the movie?
Yeah, so I've seen all of these films.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
and mixed feelings on all of them.
Oh, great.
I think, like you, I'm a Godzilla stan.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say that Kong Skull Island was probably my favorite.
Wow.
Starring Loki and Captain Marvel.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you can't go wrong. But yeah, I never really watched any of the old Godzilla films.
Yeah.
I've watched reviews of them. I've seen clips of them. But yeah.
I know pretty much Godzilla. I mean, King Kong I know just from the culture. But Godzilla I feel like I knew because my brother growing up was really big into like the big like Japanese kaiju monsters, like big robots, type of like shows and TV shows and movies. So I would always just kind of like watch it when he would be watching it or listen to the theme songs, which he did a lot. So that's kind of how I absorbed Godzilla and King Kong. But let's go ahead and start talking about the movie. We're going to start with the sweet, or the things that we did like about this film. And like you mentioned that you are a Godzilla stan. I was definitely more of a Godzilla stan before coming into the movie. But I will say this movie really honed in on King Kong's story. And this, I would say, was a King Kong movie, even though I am personally like a huge Godzilla fan. I have such an affinity for like his Godzilla's like previous iterations, and I used to watch the cartoon. Actually, there was a cartoon like in the early 2000s, I think. So yeah, I came into it being a Godzilla fan, but I left a King Kong fan, which was I was very shocked at that.
Yeah, I agree. This is definitely a Kong movie featuring Godzilla, in my opinion.
Yeah. I just felt bad for Godzilla because it was like, he just felt like he was the one that they were trying to, like he was the obstacle. Well, at the same time, like King Kong just wanted to be free. I don't know. Like it was all messed up, I think. From like, if you're thinking about it in like a moral way, like these two creatures should not have to be fighting, but
no, Godzilla is just trying to send some positive messages.
Literally.
And us humans, we don't get it.
We're terrible. We're truly terrible.
Godzilla, poor guy. And
he's literally protecting us. He protected us from aliens.
Aliens, pollution, nuclear radiation.
Yeah.
Man, he does it all. But
yeah.
Okay, well let's continue with the suite.
Okay, what else did you? I mean, just with the whole King Kong journey was that like I really was impressed that the story was very much like about the narrative was about like him trying to like find his way home, whatever his home was, and I think like the reveal of discovering Hollow Earth as like this is where the Titans live, like these monsters, this is their home. It's above the or below the lower crust or whatever of the earth.
I don't exactly know where it is.
Yeah, I do. When we were watching it, the entire
under a tunnel.
Yes, the entire time I was watching that, I could only picture like in like middle school science charts would have like upper crust, lower crust, core.
Yeah, where does this fit? What's the temperature down there? Is it cold or is it hot? Or is it both?
I don't know, because they cut a hole directly through Hollow Earth to Shanghai or Hong Kong, so who knows how far they went in.
What's the weather situation? It was sunny. I don't know.
Yeah, there
Clouds? I don't know what was going on.
Yeah, there was a sun in Hollow Earth. What was that about? I couldn't understand that. But yes, I definitely fell for King Kong's journey, and I think I was persuaded to kind of be a fan of.
Yeah, no, and just quickly about the animation on Kong, his facial expressions, his eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, he's showing so much emotion, and like you said, these monsters are both good characters.
Yeah.
These are the good guys. So
yeah,
you do connect with Kong. I connected with Kong more so than any of the human characters.
Yeah, I would say so too. But in Skull Island, was Kong that emotive?
Yeah, I will be honest with you. It's been a little while since I've watched Skull Island. Okay. But like I said, it was my favorite of the monster films on first viewing, at least. But yeah, it was a similar situation where a war is breaking out and Kong is just kind of caught up in it. And he's just defending his home turf. I mean, it's a similar situation where he's trying to protect Skull Island, and humans are trying to get to him.
Humans are the worst.
Yeah, we mess up these monsters.
Maybe Godzilla's right.
Well, and this comes back to why where Godzilla stands, at least myself. I mean, Godzilla is the best thing in the whole world.
Yeah,
he's always there for us.
I'm not gonna lie. If I lived in this universe and like there is a actual natural protector of our planet, I would be like, just do whatever he wants. This is fine. Just do whatever he wants. He's probably right.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Okay, speaking of Godzilla and King Kong, let's talk about probably the main reason why people watch this movie was because of the fighting sequence. At the end of the day, they don't care about King Kong's story. They don't care about Hollow Earth. No. They want to see big monkey and big lizard fight.
All those actors you named? They're fantastic. We love all these actors, but
who cares?
Sorry.
We want them to break stuff.
Yeah.
So I would say there are like two main sequences. Well, three technically, because the last one is kind of like paced in like three different ways. Yeah. But
so we start in the water.
We start in the water as King Kong is trying to find the entrance to Hollow Earth, and Godzilla like senses him and fights him. And the way that they explained it is that because Kong is another Titan, Godzilla is just like naturally wanting to fight him to show dominance, basically. Yeah, like that's truly
it's an alpha situation. Yeah. So Godzilla, like you said, he can kind of sense him through the water, and Kong is starting to get a little irritated.
Yeah.
And then of course you have the girl that we haven't talked about yet, but the little girl who's with Kong, she notices something's up.
Yeah.
And that leads us into our first fight scene where Godzilla's blue fins start to light up, and it's coming, and then boom, first fight scene.
First fight.
So what do you think? Who wins the fight in your opinion?
I mean, technically Kong won because he played dead.
He tricked. Yeah. Godzilla's like, my job is done. I just killed that gorilla.
But it's weird though. Do you think Okay, so fast forward to the second fight, when it's essentially the same situation. Kong and Godzilla meet once again in Hong Kong, but this time Kong has an axe that he finds from Hollow Earth. So now he is armed, but Godzilla still ends up beating him. But then he doesn't really kill him, or he like wounds him enough that he knows he's weak.
Yeah. Well, it goes back to that alpha situation where Godzilla is like, I just showed you who's boss. I'm about to scratch up your chest, and my job's done. I'm going to walk away. Like, you know who the boss is.
Yeah. So Godzilla wins that one. And then finally, the third fight, they find out that Robbie, I can't even remember the name of the company. Apex.
Something like that.
Something like that. Apex Cybernetics, who is like, they're like an energy, whatever. I don't care. Yeah.
And they had Okay, so back up for just a second.
Yeah.
Do you have to watch the other MonsterVerse movies? You don't have
Not really.
to, but Apex has one of the heads of King Ghidorah.
Oh, I completely forgot.
Godzilla, King of Monsters.
I completely forgot about this.
And they're up to some nefarious duty here. Hi, Freed. And they're making... I guess we've spoiled everything so far.
Yeah.
So
They're
making Mecha Godzilla.
Yeah. So, King Ghidorah was the big bad from the King of Monsters because he was the alien who, like, with his psionic powers, controlled the other titans in the world to do his bidding to destroy the world. We find out that Apex has kept one of his skulls and have been using that to power up a new Godzilla, a robot Godzilla that basically follows what humans want it to do so we can defeat real Godzilla. And not rely on Godzilla anymore. There was
also a pilot for a while where it was a diva situation where you have a pilot controlling Mechagodzilla sitting in the skull in some sort of gamer chair, all hooked up to it.
It's in a Twitch streamer.
He's Twitch streaming.
Yeah. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. But then he ends up being Mechagodzilla by powering him up with the energy source that they found from the Hollow Earth. Remember that
energy source,
the quote unquote energy source. It powers up King Ghidorah's skull to a point where now Mechagodzilla becomes sentient.
Yeah, and the pilot gets fried.
And now Mechagodzilla has become a real creature that they have to fight. So the little kid wakes up King Kong after he's been knocked out to try and get them to both destroy Mechagodzilla, and they do. And
that's exactly how it happens. It's over.
And the way that they destroy Hong Kong was so beautiful, so aesthetically pleasing. Just neon. Because all the neon. Robbie famously loves the neon demon, so he's a big neon fan.
I love anything neon.
I also a very big Dua Lipa fan, so yeah, that aesthetic is like it's chef's kiss for Robbie. Yeah,
it was truly a gorgeous city.
Yeah,
realized in this movie, and then the amount of destruction.
I know.
I remember all the controversy when Man of Steel came out. And they couldn't believe what Superman and Zod did to Metropolis. Well,
a fake city.
And what they've done to Hong Kong in this movie, I've never seen anything like it. And this is where this is something that if you're looking for your monster film, this battle in Hong Kong, it's got to be one of the best monster battles I've ever
I would
seen.
say so. I mean, I haven't watched a lot.
Yeah, of the 4 films I've watched.
Of the 2 that I've seen the 3 Godzillas. Of the 3, I mean, it's the most memorable. I mean, no, the San Francisco one was pretty good too. So
yeah, well, I like that one because Godzilla just seemed so large. But now we've got other titans.
Okay, yes.
We've got Mechagodzilla.
All right, hold on. Let's jump right into the sticky now of this movie and the things that we may not have liked. Because, yes, you talked about scaling. Yeah, Godzilla definitely felt like he shrunk.
Whoa, yeah, and Kong, I mean, he got huge. Like, why is Kong roughly the same height as Godzilla?
Yeah, which in the water scene, he looked so much bigger than Godzilla.
Yeah,
but then in the Hong Kong scene, they looked a little bit more.
It wasn't consistent.
Up to par. Yeah, so that was very fun to see and notice. The other thing that obviously is a big thing that's missing from this movie are the other Titans. Probably mostly because it's meant to be like, look, it's just Godzilla and Kong, to focus on just the fight between the two. But I love Mothra so much that I wish I had just a little taste of Mothra.
Yeah, I was missing Mothra big time. Can you imagine when Kong is down and out, if Mothra came to save Kong? And that was when
that's
Godzilla,
the way Godzilla's
realized,
that.
If
Yes,
Mothra knows.
Mm-hmm. Mothra famously is the mother of the Titans and usually brings fertility and mother of the House of Titans, Mothra. Yeah, so I definitely did miss a little bit of the other Titans.
Well, and I was very confused by the first 5 minutes of this movie. They're showing you screens of information, and it made it look like all the Titans died.
Yeah.
Which I was just pretty confused about. Don't remember if Mothra's name was on there, but it better not have been.
Which is weird because on the last movie, Mothra lays an egg, or it was on the things in the credits that or the fake articles that they had, Mothra laid an egg.
Yeah.
Well, so I don't.
They got to make another Godzilla.
Yeah, I'm sure they're gonna come back
again. It's coming. This movie's made a lot of money, like you said so far.
Yeah.
It's been our first 2021 blockbuster, so to speak. So.
Yeah.
There's more on the way.
I do wish that because this is successful, that they kind of add a little bit more of that through line that connects a cinematic universe. Because now, after Marvel, we have I feel like we have bigger expectations now of what it takes to be smart and cool with a cinematic universe, and it can't just be
Yeah, it's a little disjointed right now, but they're not so far in that they can't right the ship.
That's true.
They've got a chance to get this right. Kong has been amazingly realized. Yeah, and Godzilla and Kong in these films do work.
Yeah,
and they work well in this movie.
Yeah.
As a pair. So, moving forward, I think we could have brighter days ahead.
I think so too.
But what about the plot?
What about the plot, Robbie? How dare you ask me that question? What about the plot? There was no plot. There was too much plot and no plot at the same time. That was our biggest thing from this movie, was that it is both overwritten and underwritten at the same time. And I am saying that as stealing that comment from my husband Adam, who said that to me, and I was like, that's good, I'm gonna keep that. Yeah. It gets so much of the movie is over explained and over laid out to us by the dialogue. It's literally the dialogue.
Just exposition.
It's truly just exposition. Yeah. It's oh, that's Godzilla, blah 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 blah. But there's everything is super explained, because even the way that like we said, there was a little girl that kind of is the connection from King Kong and the rest of humanity. She's the only one that understands King Kong and can talk to King Kong. And she's she doesn't speak. She's mute. So she does sign language, but as soon as she does something in sign language, a different character is she's connecting with King Kong. Yeah, girl, we can see it. There was a lot of stuff where it's you're talking too much, but then also sometimes not enough, because at a lot of time in the movie we had to pause and actually look up.
Well,
what was happening?
They were talking a lot.
They were talking a lot.
But I don't know what they were talking about.
Yes, exactly.
I understood everything they were saying. It was laid out very plainly. Oh, this is Kong. He's going here to get this.
Yeah.
We understand that. But there was no explanation of why. I mean, they just wanted to get these monsters to fight. But it was, like you said, it was simultaneously dumbed down, but hard to follow.
Yeah.
And I just, we
I
had
guess
to pause. We had to look stuff up.
I guess if that's
great.
I guess that is a feat in making movies. So good job. Good job.
I've never seen a film like it.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. We don't need to read this. I think it's done. I think we're done with this movie. I think we've talked about what we've talked about. So to wrap up, what you get from Godzilla versus King Kong. A lot of monster fighting, a lot of building smashing. That really is kind of like the meat and potatoes of the movie. And if you have always wondered to yourself, man, I wish I understood what King Kong felt. Hey, this is a movie that you should watch. It's definitely fun. It doesn't get any deeper than that, like King Kong trying to find his home. But if you just want that same like feeling of like, yeah, like a fun blockbuster summary film to watch that's, you know, a gag and a half, go ahead, watch Godzilla vs. King Kong. We had a very lovely time.
Yeah, I mean, if you have HBO Max or if you can get safely to the cinema, check it out. I mean, you're probably not going to be disappointed. You'll have a fun time.
Yes.
And you'll probably forget it in a day or two. So
yeah,
it's all good.
Go
enjoy yourself.
We have a question from the audience.
Yes. Hi, long-time listener, first-time caller. I just had a quick question. Big fan of the show. If you had to pay to see this film and it was not dropped ostensibly for free on HBO Max, would you have a different reaction to this film? Thank you so much for answering.
Thank you so much, fan. I would have paid the full Dolby, because that's the only way I would have done it. I would have wanted the full experience, because I remember that's how we watched Godzilla King of Monsters.
And it was an awesome experience.
Because I was like, I want to feel shook. I want to feel San Francisco shake me as it came down. So I feel like that's the only kind of like logical purchase I would do if you know, if we were in normal times and this came out last year in the summer, that's what I would have done.
I think this movie is getting a little bit of a pass because people like how it's been released. It's getting generally positive reviews.
Yeah, but that definitely...
And that's a great question, because if I paid full price and this was the movie I was going to see this year, but if I'm going to pay for it, like RJ said, you've got to see it in Dolby.
Yeah.
I mean, just for Hong Kong alone.
Just for Hong Kong
neon
alone
is going to blow your mind.
Yeah.
And, but I do think people are being a little bit soft because you do get to watch it on HBO Max.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's tough to...
But I think it's still, you know, worth watching. What are you doing?
What
else are you doing?
Yeah, it's Godzilla and Kong. That's all you need to know.
It's Godzilla and Kong fighting. So what else are you doing? Well, Robbie, thank you so much for joining me in this episode. And to you watching and listening at home, thank you so much for joining us in this episode of The Popsicle. If you are watching on YouTube, go ahead and comment below and let us know what you think about Godzilla versus King Kong. And if you're listening to the podcast, make sure you leave us a rating or review. Tell me what you think of the show and what you'd like to hear more in the future. Just a reminder, every 5 episodes we do a book episode, a book club. So our next book is What's Mine and Yours by Naima Coster. There is a link to a bookshop link on the episode notes, so you can get your own copy. You can find me at RJ Food Rocks on all of your social media, and my YouTube channel, RJ's Food Rocks, premieres a new video every week. The Popsicle is part of the Ampliverse. Find all of our shows on the Ampliverse. Robbie, thank you so much for coming down to the studio and doing this episode with me.
Thanks for having me. It was a blast.
This has been The Popsicle. Goodbye.
Discovering voices, building worlds. The Ampliverse.